Oh my god, Jake.
Her voice is breathy, laced with heat.
Don't stop. It feels so good. Ah.
Her moans echo in the room, rising with every touch, every movement. Her body responds to mine, soft and electric under my fingertips.
Ah, Jake! Jake!
Her chest heaves as she collapses against me, her head resting on my chest. Dreamy eyes lock onto mine, her lips curving into a dazed smile as she reaches up to touch my face.
Jake, why do you have to look this good? God, I think I'm addicted.
I catch her hand in mine, pressing a kiss to her palm. Her cheeks flush again. I trail a kiss over her bare shoulder and slowly rise, grabbing my shirt and pulling it over my head. There's nothing I can do about that, sweetheart, I tease, smirking as I button up. But I've got to go. Outside her place, the night air greets me, crisp and cool. The city hums in the distance, a faint soundtrack to my thoughts. I stuff my hands in my pockets and head to my spot, my escape. The rooftop, it's my sanctuary, high above the noise. Up here, the world feels far away. Just me, the stars, and the blinking city lights stretched across the dark canvas. Sometimes I sit here for hours, thinking about nothing. Other times, I think about her. What went through her mind when she stood in a place like this, looking down? Did she feel afraid? The thought makes me pause every time. I close my eyes, trying to imagine what it'd feel like. Looking through her eyes, staring into the abyss below. When I open them again, I let it all drift away, lost in the silence. But tonight, the roof isn't empty. There's someone else here. A shadow lingers near the edge. A girl. Normally, I'd turn back, let them have their solitude. But where she's sitting, right on the ledge, stirs something uneasy in me. The platform that acts as the railing is narrow, 2 feet wide, tops. Below it, just a slim ledge barely wide enough for footing. One wrong move and I blink, trying to decide what to do, then clear my throat. Hey. She turns, her face illuminated by the faint glow of the city. I don't mean to intrude, but it's not exactly safe sitting there. Think you could, I don't know, come sit over here instead? There are lounge chairs, way more comfy. I flash a grin, trying to keep it light. She gives me a small smile, polite but dismissive.
I'm fine here, thanks, but I appreciate the concern.
Then she turns back, her gaze fixed on the horizon. Message received. She wants to be left alone. But now my alone time is shot, and I can't just walk away, not with her perched there like that. I let out a soft sigh and take a step closer. Okay then. At least, would you hold my hand while you sit there? Sorry to bother you, but it freaks me out seeing someone so close to the edge. Someone fell from this roof once, you know? Not trying to scare you, just being real. Her head whips around, wide-eyed. She hesitates, clearly unsure of my intentions. I smirk, holding my hand out further. Relax. It's not a pickup line. I'm gay. That earns a shy smile from her, the tension easing just a bit. She places her hand in mine, delicate and cool.
Thank you.
She murmurs,
You're really kind. I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable. I'll come down.
With her hand in mine, she swings her legs over the edge and hops down onto the solid rooftop. I let out a breath and let go of her hand. She leans against the railing, tilting her head up to look at me.
So, is it true?
I smirk, running a hand through my hair. The not a pickup line part is true, but the I'm gay part, not so much. She laughs, light and airy.
Not that part. Guys like you don't need pickup lines, gay or not.
My cheeks heat up, and I'm not sure if it's from her unexpected compliment or the awkwardness of the moment. Oh, right, I say, brushing it off. About the roof thing. Yeah, it happened. Made the news and everything. You're not from around here, are you? It was kind of a big deal.
No, I'm just visiting.
Where are you from?
A tiny town called Elmbury. You've probably never heard of it.
First time in Bay Ridge?
Yeah, my dad's here for work this summer, so I tagged along. Figured it'd be a little adventure.
Got it. That's why I've never seen you around.
You live in this building?
Yep.
Cool, you've got an amazing roof. The view's unreal.
Right? You can see the whole city from up here, but usually it's just me. Especially after, we fall quiet for a moment. The weight of the accident hanging in the air. The night breeze is cool, and the city lights stretch out like a glittering ocean. Strangely, I don't mind her being here. Normally, I'd be itching for solitude, but there's something about her. Something easy, uncomplicated. Maybe it's because she's a stranger, someone who doesn't know me, someone who will disappear when summer ends. The thought tugs at something deep inside me. I'm Jake, by the way. What's your name?
Nola?
Nice to meet you, Nola.
Nice to meet you too, Jake.
She smiles, but there's a flicker of sadness in her eyes.
It's nice to meet someone in a city where I don't know a soul. It gets lonely, moving around so much. My dad's job keeps us on the go and I hate it. I hate leaving my friends behind. It's like every time I start to feel at home, we're packing up again.
Her voice trails off and she looks down, her fingers tracing the edge of the railing. That sounds rough, I say, leaning beside her. But hey, you're making new friends. Like me.
Like you?
She chuckles, shaking her head.
All right, friend test number 1. Tell me something you hate but could never tell anyone else.
I raise an eyebrow. Wow. Going straight for the kill, huh? That's a tough one. What about you? You go first.
I already told you mine. I hate moving.
Yeah, but that's not exactly a secret.
It is.
She says, her voice soft but firm.
You're the first person I've told. After my parents divorced, my mom remarried and wanted me to live with her. But I stayed with my dad. He's not like her. He's quiet, always working, always looking down. I think that's why she left him, but he's not a bad person. He's just lonely. If I left too, he'd have no one.
She sighs, her gaze drifting to the horizon.
I can't complain about moving because it would hurt him. He already feels guilty enough. So every time I put on a smile and tell him how much I love the new place, how I've made new friends, I don't want him to worry about me.
Her voice cracks just a little, and she looks down again.
And I don't tell my friends because what's the point? One day, I'll just have to leave them too. I don't want them to feel bad before it happens. I just want to enjoy the time we have.
She turns to me, her eyes glistening under the city lights.
See, I'm a woman of my word.
She winks, trying to lighten the mood.
Your turn.
For a moment, I'm speechless. The raw honesty in her words hits me like a punch to the chest. I'm not used to this. People opening up to me, trusting me with their secrets, but there's something about her, something real and unguarded, that makes me want to meet her halfway. All right, I say, taking a deep breath. If we're playing truth for truth, I'll give you my darkest secret, but brace yourself. Her eyes lock onto mine, wide and curious, like a kitten waiting for a treat. It's kind of adorable, and I can't help but smile. I'm popular with girls like me, and, well, I like them too. Not to brag, but I've never lacked attention from girls who want, to get closer. And yeah, I enjoy it, I admit with a smirk. Nola's eyes widen.
Okay, things are getting spicy, but that can't be the thing you hate most.
I laugh, leaning back. Patience, Nola. Let me finish. Sure, I like girls, but believe it or not, I don't want to hook up all the time. Sometimes I just want to do normal stuff, play cards, watch a movie, maybe go hiking. But here's the problem. I sigh dramatically, running a hand through my hair. Girls only care about my body. Nothing else. Nola bursts into laughter, doubling over.
Oh my god, Jake.
I stare at her, my face etched with mock hurt. You're so cruel. I just told you my darkest secret, the thing I hate most, and you're laughing. She tries to stop but fails.
I'm sorry, but why can't you tell anyone else?
Because it's not cool, okay? I protest. I can't tell the girls because it's not exactly a turn on. And I can't tell the guys because they'd think I'm bragging. See? Now show some sympathy. She's still giggling.
What about your guy friends? You could do that normal stuff with them.
No way. They're all too busy chasing girls. That sets her off again.
What kind of friend group do you have, man?
She wheezes, wiping tears from her eyes. Finally, she calms down, looking at me with a lingering smile and a spark of sincerity.
Okay, Jake. Since we're officially friends now and we've passed the bonding ritual, I'm gonna help you. Next time we meet, we'll do normal friend stuff. Cards, board games, whatever. No pickup lines. I promise.
And just like that, Nola becomes my secret escape that summer. True to her word, she brings cards, snacks, and even drags me out hiking.
Gosh!
She gasps, hands on her hips, panting as we climb the last stretch of a hill.
This mountain looked way smaller from the rooftop. Hiking in summer is not a good idea.
Come on, we're almost there. I grin, offering her my hand. She takes it naturally, and once we reach the top, she lets go and keeps walking on her own. I can't help but notice how much more comfortable she seems around me now.
Thanks, Jake.
She says, smiling.
It's good to get some fresh air. I just wish I had long legs like yours. They're not just good looking, they're useful for stuff like hiking.
We laugh and chat about everything and nothing. Nola's fun, really fun. I can't deny how much I enjoy her company. Time flies when you're with someone like her, but time runs out too.
Hey, Jake.
She says one evening on the rooftop, her eyes downcast.
My dad's done with work here. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Her words hit harder than I expected.
I had a great time.
She continues.
Way better than I thought I would when I first came here. I'm lucky to have met you. I'll miss you.
I force a smile. Me too, Nola, but don't worry. I'm sure we'll cross paths again someday. She doesn't look convinced. The mood hangs heavy between us. I nudge her shoulder. So, since you're leaving tomorrow, are you sure you don't want a one-night stand with me? Her head snaps up, her face bright red.
Jake!
She shrieks, eyes wide, practically on fire.
Stop messing with me. I'm trying to have a moment here.
I laugh, holding up my hands in surrender. Sorry, just joking. It takes a second, but then she laughs too. And just like that, we're back to being us. Time passes, and life falls back into its usual rhythm. School starts, and Nola disappears from my life as suddenly as she appeared. I go back to the same old routine, just like before. But sometimes, when I stand on the rooftop, staring at the city skyline, I think about her. Thinking of Nola makes the rooftop feel less lonely. It keeps my mind from drifting to the woman I always think of up here, my mom.
We have a new student joining us today.
The teacher announces.
Meet Nola Reeds. Her family just moved to Bay Ridge and she transferred here from Elmbury High.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nola Reeds. Nice to meet you. I hope we can be friends.
She says with a bright smile. My heart stops. Nola? I freeze, staring at her in disbelief. Nola is here? At my school? This has to be a dream. Or a prank.
I can't believe it when I spot that familiar, handsome face in the crowd of students. Jake? What are the odds? Yes, we moved again. 6 months after saying goodbye to Jake, my dad's company decides they need him long-term in Bay Ridge. So here I am, starting fresh at a new school. Again. But this school? And Jake is here? It's not like I'm not happy to see him. Actually, I'm thrilled. At least I have one familiar face in this enormous, intimidating place. But just as I'm about to smile at him, he furrows his brows and shakes his head slightly. Then he raises a finger to his lips. A quiet, "Don't approach me?" And then he pretends not to know me. What the hell? I sit through my first class in a fog of confusion. Jake was my friend, my escape last summer. Why is he acting like I don't exist? To make things worse, the first day isn't going great. No girls talk to me. The guys glance my way but keep their distance. I've heard Bay Ridge High is the best school in the city, known for the wealthiest families sending their heirs here. I'm not one of them. Far from it. My dad works long hours just to afford the tuition. The only reason I even got in was because of my grades. I sigh quietly, staring at my books. Lay low, Nola, I tell myself. You've been the new girl plenty of times before. You know how to survive this. Still, it stings. The unfamiliar faces, the cold stares, and Jake ignoring me. It feels like I've been thrown into a completely different world. I watch Jake from afar. He is lively and confident at school, like he has a constant halo of sparkling light around him. The hottest guy in school, without a doubt. It's not just his face, it's the way he carries himself. The easy way he smiles, talks, laughs. He has this effortless charm that makes everyone gravitate toward him. Girls circle him like moths to a flame, flirting shamelessly, giggling at his every word. And Jake? He handles it all like a pro. He smiles, laughs, and talks like it's second nature, a fish swimming effortlessly in water. Girls can't keep their hands off him, and while he doesn't seem to mind, I notice one thing. He never touches them back. Is it because he knows I'm watching, or is he always like this? I think back to the secret he shared with me last summer about how girls only care about his looks and nothing more. Seeing it now, in real time, I realize he wasn't exaggerating. School finishes, and I gather my things, ready to leave on my own. But then I notice a small piece of folded paper on my desk. It wasn't there before. Curiosity takes over. I glance around, making sure no one's watching, and unfold it.
Meet me on the roof.
It's Jake. Relief washes over me like a warm wave. He remembers me. I rush to the rooftop we used to meet at last summer. And there he is, leaning against the railing, waiting for me.
Hey, Nola. What are the odds? I didn't think our paths would cross again like this.
He teases, flashing that familiar smile, the one I'd missed more than I realized. But I'm not here to play games. Jake, care to explain why you pretended not to know me at school? What was that all about? I ask, cutting straight to the point. I've never been the type to hold back. His smile falters slightly.
I'm sorry about that. It's a little hard to explain, but trust me, it was for your own good.
Okay, I say, crossing my arms. I trust you. Just tell me. The first day freaked me out a bit. This school, it's different. He exhales deeply, running a hand through his hair like he's trying to gather his thoughts.
Yeah, different is one way to put it. Look, as you've probably noticed, Bay Ridge High isn't your average school. It's full of rich kids. And by rich, I mean really rich. Powerful families. To survive in this crowd, there are rules. Unspoken ones. It's not like any other school.
Okay, I say slowly. So your family is rich too? He hesitates, then shrugs casually.
Well, yeah. I'm Jake Alexander. You've probably heard of the Alexanders.
The name hits me like a truck. My breath catches. Alexander, as in Alexander Enterprises? Jake gestures toward the city skyline.
See that building? My family owns it, and that one. Oh, and the one next to it, too.
I blink, trying to process. Okay, so you're pretending not to know me because... His expression turns serious.
Because I don't want to draw unnecessary attention to you. You're new here, Nola, and you're from a normal family. I figured your grades must have been amazing to get in, but if people find out we know each other, it could complicate things for you. You can still live a normal school life if you're careful.
I frown. Complicate how? Jake's jaw tightens. He looks out over the city for a moment before answering.
There are kids here you really don't want to mess with. Families that play by their own rules. Some of them can make your life miserable if you're not careful.
He pulls a small notebook from his pocket and scribbles down a few names, then hands it to me.
Especially Sebastian Ashford and Victoria Ellsworth. Just stay out of their way, okay? Don't draw their attention. Don't get too close to them. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of trouble.
The way he says it makes my stomach twist. He's genuinely worried, but there's a lot he's not saying. It's clear this world of wealth and power is more dangerous than it looks on the surface. I study him for a moment, then place my hand over his. Thanks, Jake. Don't worry about me. I'm tougher than I look. I wink, trying to lighten the mood. Finally, he smiles. The tension in his shoulders eases just a little.
Okay then. Nola Reeds, my friend. Welcome to Bay Ridge High, and congratulations on surviving your first day. I'm really glad to see you again.
He pauses, his smile softening.
I missed you.
And just like that, the weight in my chest lifts. Maybe this school won't be so bad after all. The second day of school and trouble finds me.
Nola, could you help me take these homework binders to my office?
Ms. Bennett asks. Sure, I reply, balancing the heavy pile in my arms as I head toward the teacher's office after class. But then...
Watch out!
A voice shouts, and before I can react, something or someone barrels toward me from the right. With the binders blocking part of my vision, I don't see it coming until it's too late. My instincts kick in, and I step back to dodge. Big mistake. Ah, no! My foot catches on something, and I stumble. The next thing I know, I'm falling backward, binders flying everywhere. Except I don't hit the ground. An arm wraps around my waist, and instead of hard tile, I land on something soft.
Ah, that hurts.
A voice groans from beneath me. I blink, disoriented, and then my face explodes with heat. I'm sitting in someone's lap. Correction, I'm sitting in the lap of a boy. His arms around my waist, steadying me, and he's the one who fell to the ground. And my skirt, oh God, my skirt. I frantically push it down, praying my underwear didn't just make an appearance. I'm so sorry. I stammer, trying to get up, hyper aware of where my butt is right now and of his strong arm around me, but as soon as I put weight on my ankle, sharp pain shoots through me.
Are you okay?
His calm, steady voice catches me off guard. He doesn't seem fazed at all by the situation. Instead, he gently helps me off his lap with both hands on my waist, then kneels down to inspect my ankle.
You must have twisted it.
He says, frowning slightly.
I think you tripped on my foot, I'm sorry.
I don't know. Ah! I wince as he carefully rotates my ankle.
You should go to the nurse's office to get it checked out.
He says firmly. Thanks, but I need to take these to the teacher's office first. I try to stand, hopping on one foot, determined to gather the scattered binders.
Let me help.
He offers, crouching down to collect the papers and binders without hesitation. Together, we carry the binders to the office, and before I can insist otherwise, he supports me as we head to the clinic. His arm is steady as I lean on him, and I can't help but notice how calm and composed he is. While we wait, I glance at him. Another ridiculously hot guy on par with Jake, honestly, but with a completely different vibe. He's strong, firm, and there's this air of distance about him. He seems kind, though. I'm glad he's not mad about me stepping on his foot and knocking him down. Instead, he was really nice and even helped me. Maybe I can still make some friends here after all. I'm okay, really, and thank you so much, I say, trying not to feel like a burden. You don't have to stay. You probably have class or something. I don't want to keep you. He shakes his head, his expression unreadable but kind.
We're in the same class. I'll walk you back after you're done here.
Oh, we are? I blink, surprised. Sorry, it's only my second day and I haven't met everyone yet. I'm Nola Reed. What's your name? He looks at me for a moment, then answers,
Sebastian Ashford.
I freeze. Sebastian Ashford, the first name on Jake's list, the one I was supposed to avoid at all costs.